I'm Meredith, and listen, I'm just a girl still stuck in her apartment, still looking for someone to talk to. So I found some people. My guests today are Broadway's own Crystal Joy Brown and Tony Award nominee Charles Brown. We're talking about these incredible performers' upcoming virtual concert, the Doo-Wop Project, live in your home for the holidays. And before Crystal and Charles and I get into all of that, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Let's Talk About It YouTube channel. I don't want you missing when new episodes come out. So go ahead, like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you never miss a video. Charles and Crystal and I will wait. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Did you do it? Okay, great. Charles, Crystal, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Let's talk about it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So talk to me about the Doo-Wop Project and this concert that we're so excited to have tomorrow. You're taking it virtual for what I'm assuming is the first time because of these extra special times we're in. What's that all been like? What can audiences expect?
Well, this is actually our second virtual concert, our first virtual Christmas concert, but or holiday concert, I should say, but we did one back in October. And so because that one went so well and was so successful, we decided we would do one for the holidays since we have a holiday album. The Doo-Wop Project, though, is comprised of a group of Broadway alumni. All of us met initially doing Jersey Boys on Broadway. And then a few of us also have done Motown and have done A Bronx Tale and Beautiful, the Carole King musical, so all types of shows that involve doo-wop music. So we thought that we would start our own group, which was supposed to originally just be sort of a side gig. When we first started out, we were doing like 2 or 3 gigs a year, on a Monday, whenever we were all off, or a Sunday night. And from then, the interest just grew around the country and around the world so much that we now, before COVID hit, we were doing about 80 shows a year. And we recorded 2 different albums. So one is our self-titled debut album called The Doo-Wop Project. And then our second album is called Merry Christmas from the Doo-Wop Project, which is the concert we're going to be doing. Songs from that, and then also a few brand new songs we've never performed live for, which is why we've been rehearsing up a storm because there are certain songs we haven't put on their feet yet. So it's going to be a first time for all of us.
Absolutely. Now, why does doo-wop music and the doo-wop sound lend itself so well to the holidays and to Christmas music?
There's something about the holidays that's just intrinsically 50s and 60s. Like, it's like that time. Yeah, it's just something about that time period that is very Americana, that's very classic music, and it just always lasts. So I think that's why doo-wop fits in so well with holiday music, and that's why we decided to do a holiday album.
You can't miss a holiday harmony. I mean, a holiday harmony is like a chef's kiss on a holiday. Like, it just sounds so good to have 5 beautiful voices like telling you to enjoy the snow and winter.
Come on in, it's cold outside.
I met Charles and Dom in Motown on Broadway. I came in playing Diana Ross, and of course I love the music. I grew up listening to Motown, a Motown Christmas. It's just, I listened to it
the best
single year. But then just listening to these guys and being obsessed with their sound, I was always like, so when are you going to do your Christmas album? So when are you going to do your Christmas show? And I was legitimately harassing them to do a holiday, seasonal album. And then they were like, you got your wish. We did a holiday album. Here you go. And then I finally have gotten my absolute holiday wish, which is to be in Doo-Wop Project.
And this is all you're doing, it sounds like. Everybody say thank you, Crystal.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it would be a hit. I knew their voices would lend perfect to all of these songs that are so classic. But then now I get to jump in and sing a little bit and play with them. And we had a rehearsal today, and I'm just so stoked to sing live,
Live, yeah.
And to sing with these guys, and also to remember and to remind everybody how important Broadway is and live music is. And so anytime we get to do anything, we're reminding everybody we're Broadway people. Our industry has been hit extraordinarily hard, and all of us are in hustle mode. And we're getting to do this for you guys, which is awesome. But please support your artists and support Broadway.
Absolutely. All right, I want to get to that, but going back to the music, favorite doo-wop song growing up, or what stayed with you, what's impacted your careers. This music has definitely been a part of all of your careers. And then also favorite Christmas song.
Oh, so just favorite music in general?
Favorite doo-wop song, favorite doo-wop.
Oh, favorite doo-wop just in general, not holiday.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go to holiday.
Okay. So I really well, so okay, my name is Charles Brown. My dad's name is Charles Brown, but he goes by Charlie Brown. And so my favorite song was Charlie Brown, and he's a clown. Why are they always picking on me? You know, that song, of course. But my father was a huge fan of the Temptations. And so I know the Temptations backwards and forwards. Papa was a Rolling Stone. But you know, I also loved in the 90s, we got to grow up with people covering the doo-wop songs like Boyz II Men. So In the Still of the Night is one of my favorites. You know, just those good old tight harmonies that get me every time. So those are some of my favorite doo-wop songs. How about you, Crystal?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know. There's so many. I love all the songs that you guys do. But like, I have to say, there's something about Oh What a Night.
Oh yeah.
Because it has this like funky vibe to it, and it just is always the mood elevator for me. And I always forget like how transcendent, you know, doo-wop music can really be. And then I also I mean, most of the songs have so much range. I mean, you have people that are literally singing in the basement notes, and you know, these men singing high and whatever in their falsetto. So that's always amazing to me. But I would say, especially when I'm watching and you know, crashing the doo-wop projects concerts, I'm always waiting for Oh What a Night.
Especially like since we can't have fun anymore, right? And we don't have things out. So that song.
Yeah. And then as far as holiday music goes, I mean, that Motown Christmas album is the one. I mean, I think every Black household in America grew up with that playing. But then also like that little Michael Jackson sings his face off, doesn't he? I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. That's one of the best ever.
Love that.
And then the Temptations, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which we cover in our concert, and it's on our album. That's one of the all-time best. And then the Drifters' White Christmas, which we also cover, is just an all-time great for doo-wop holiday music.
Oh, gosh. I mean, there's so many. Definitely Marvin Gaye's.
Oh, yeah.
Any holiday song that he sang always just was like, he's always singing with a purpose. And especially now, the things that he sings about, you know, like One Day at Christmas, you're just kind of we're still in those vibes. So those kind of transcendent songs.
That would make me emotional watching that concert. I mean, I'm gonna get phlegmed.
Yeah.
I mean, it all connects so deeply to us, and when you listen to the words and you think about like what we've all been through, you just want to like, hopefully it'll be a sigh of relief for people. But yeah, definitely Motown Christmas was always my thing. But as soon as it hits November 1st, I start listening to the holiday music. I mean, and I will listen to all of it, and the most repetitive stuff. Like I'm good with all of it, pretty much everything.
I mean, you also have to give it up for Mariah Carey because she's now the queen of Christmas. And
well, not now, like for the last like 25 years.
I know.
Are you guys like the same as me? Like wherever I am, that song comes on and it's time to dance. Wherever, stop what you're doing, get up, and it's time to dance.
It's the song at the party that definitely like means it's time to start celebrating. Yeah, for sure.
Whether we're having parties or not this year.
Yeah.
Bitter party of one. The music will cheer me up.
Exactly.
How important is this music right now? I mean, it's any year it warms us up. It brings all the festive feelings, but it's been a tough one, and we are not out of 2020 yet. How important is this music to you guys now? What's it doing for your spirit? What do you hope it does for the audience's spirit?
Well, you know, the holidays start off with Thanksgiving here in America, at least. And so I think that the idea that we still have a lot to be thankful for, although, you know, some of us who have had some very, you know, wonderful lives and lifestyles are still going through the hardest times. This is the hardest time of my life, really, to not be able to, you know, really make a living for myself, not be able to fly and see my family all the way in California. It's really, you know, it's mentally challenging, it's emotionally challenging. However, at the end of the year and when the holidays start, you realize that there's still so many things to be thankful for. And just the fact that we are surviving this pandemic and that we're here right now is something to be thankful for. But then our friendships of Crystal has gotten me through many a days during this pandemic because she's one of my best friends in the world. And so I'm thankful for her. I'm just thankful for all the love I have, and for my friends and my partner and my loved ones and all, everything that we have. So there's a roof over my head right now. So I think, it's a time for reflection. As we come to the year's end, we always tend to want to reflect. And I think that's one thing that the holidays are really important for, is that they allow you a chance to look back. Even in a horrible year like this, there are little nuggets of things you can be thankful for.
Yeah, and I think that we need this music right now to feel good. We've had to push through, we've had to deal with grief, we've had to deal with extreme hardships, and we have to take an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours out of our week to check out and check into something that feels good, it feels nourishing. And this is nourishment. I always consider, getting good theater, good like a good ingestion of just like good culture just helps me get through the next thing. And so what I think the collective idea of this even happening is to just remind people of that good feeling, like that you can feel good. And it's like there's no shame in having a moment of playing in your kitchen or playing with this music as like in the background while you're decorating, you're doing whatever you're doing, because you have to get through all of the stuff that you're going through. And so if we can provide a little of that and remind you of some of your most magical moments during the holidays, and I think that's a job well done.
That's the beauty of music. Music can do that to you. It's a sense memory, really. It helps you remember the good times in your life, and also just helps to comfort you. Sometimes if you're all alone, you can be comforted by the voices of other people. So I think that's why it's so important that we try and do what we can to save the music right now when it's under threat of going away. Live performance is really going to be hard to come back in full force. So I'm happy that we're getting to like sing live and perform for people and help to bring some cheer to their homes right now.
Absolutely. The mechanics of mounting a virtual concert right now.
Oh.
What does that look like? Are you going to be on a stage? Is everybody just coming together from their individual homes? How does that work?
Okay, so we're all testing. We're all going to be in the same place. We have a 5-piece band, and the 5 of us singers plus Crystal and our crew. We're doing it from a sound stage.
Okay.
So, we're doing it very safely. We've been rehearsing with masks on and testing and all the things you can do, within the guidelines. So we're going to be live, like in person, singing live with a live band, streaming live. So it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be a form of performance that people haven't gotten to see a lot often recently. So that's, the first answer to your question. The second answer is it is quite the undertaking to produce something like this, because there's so many moving parts, especially when you add on the layer of COVID and being safe and testing. But also, just to get the lighting and to get the tickets sold and to market it and to have press, all the different elements that go into selling a show so that it, is worthwhile. Is quite the undertaking. I'm not sure why we did it for a second time within a couple of months. But
it feels so good, though.
It's gonna be great. No, it's gonna be great. I know exactly why. It's just, we're in the thick of it. This is the final push to make it come together. But we did have a run through this afternoon, which Crystal was at, and we feel solid. It's gonna be great. I'm really excited to get this music out to people.
How good, though, does it feel for you guys to be together, actually performing? You're gonna have to imagine the audience for at least for now, until you can.
Yeah.
But it's gotta feel wonderful to actually be performing.
Yes, that part is incredible. And we have this wonderful element to our show where there's going to be a Zoom room. So people can click on and join us in the Zoom dance party room, and we can actually see them on a big screen that's going to be just off camera. So we can actually sort of have that level of interaction with our audience too, live while it's going on. So that's comforting as well.
Yeah. Now,
I didn't even know that part. So I'm I love Zoom room.
Zoom room.
There you go. But has it been 8 months? This just forever that isn't ending yet, that has been the pandemic, while Broadway has been shut down, while performances have been curtailed. What has that been like for you? It's killer for me as an audience member, as a devoted and hungry audience member for the arts. What has that been like for you guys as performers?
Well, I was playing Eliza in Hamilton on Broadway when we shut down. And so it's a dream role and a dream situation. And I was so excited. And of course, in the beginning, we were all like, oh, this will be a month at, at max. And
Yeah, yeah.
I was kind of telling everybody, I was like, I was on Broadway during the Ebola thing. It's going to be over in 2 seconds.
Right.
And now it's, what are we actually entering, like 10 months right now, like soon to be 9 or 10 months. And so it's just kind of like, it's been very surreal and disheartening and scary. And a lot of people I know in my company have moved and are trying to figure it out and had to make other arrangements with their lives. And same, like I've just been like, how am I going to continue to be an artist under these conditions? And I got really lucky. I got to do a Hallmark holiday movie that just came out. So that was cool. But and I got to do the Thanksgiving Day parade. But and I'm also lucky to be with Hamilton, who really believes that they're going to be back and in full effect sooner.
Probably one of the first, yeah.
But it's
right?
but it's still scary. It's been really hard, and you start to you remind yourself of those moments where you were like, God, I have to do 8 shows a week. God, I feel like the audience exhausting me. And all the things that you take for granted. In general, whether or not it be your crazy work schedule or whatever, like I've had just a reminder of like doubling down on my gratitude, being grateful for every opportunity, being grateful for everyone that I get to hug and connect with and get close to. That's been kind of like the thing that's getting me out of this and mentally like above it and just kind of like leaning on my hope, and then just watching all my friends be innovative and be innovators and write and direct and create and still continue to like put their stories out regardless of if we're paused or whatever is happening on Broadway. Like watching people come up and do something amazing is inspiring me to continue to challenge myself for new things.
What about you, Charles?
I second that emotion. No,
Second and third.
It's been quite the challenge to see, a lot of us have been left without any way to make a living, right? So, and we can't even go to our fallback jobs, which, I moved to the city and I waited tables. I would actually happily do that again, but that's not even a possibility anymore. You can't just go get a waiting tables job. They're trying to maintain what they have and the staff that they had, so that's but like Crystal said, seeing my friends innovate and having to become innovative and just find other avenues to where you can use your talents. I've been recording more. I had to go and I bought a whole microphone and all this kind of stuff for I bought this computer that we're talking on, since the pandemic started, just because I knew it was going to be stay at home for a while. Yeah. So, it's the challenge has been invigorating. And also to know that I could survive through this time and that I can, I can use my talents to make money here and there, has been a little bit reassuring. But it's a mental struggle and a challenge, and none of us are sure about how the industry is going to come back, when it's going to come back, what it will look like when it comes back. Yeah. And so that not knowing is definitely weighs on everything. But at the same time, we are performers. We're used to having ups and downs. And so this is a longer down than most of us are probably used to having, but it's not something that we can't survive. And I think that knowing that we have that tenacity is reassuring.
Yeah, you guys are very inspirational. But the holidays are usually like a super busy time for performers, where everybody else is winding down. You guys are doing
and 18 shows in a row with no day off usually on Broadway.
Right.
We've all performed on Christmas.
Not to have that back. What is it like for you though? On the other hand, now you have this blessing in disguise to actually be home for the holidays, and you'll get into people's homes with the concert tomorrow. But now you're going to actually be home this season. Has that been wonderful, even though you guys haven't been able to perform?
Sure. I mean, for me, it's a little rough. It's a little different for Crystal because she lives within driving distance of her family. But for me, my family's in I'm the only person who doesn't live in San Diego, California. So I'm not going to be with my family this year. That's a little rough. But you know what? We're going to be here. One of the guys, Dominic Nolfi, who is in the group, is already part of my pod, obviously, because we're going to be on stage together a few times. So we're just going over to his house. He has a beautiful wife and daughter, and his brother lives in the upstairs apartment in their brownstone. So we've spent Thanksgiving together. We'll be together for Christmas. And that is it's comforting to know that there is somewhere to go. You know, we're not completely stranded here in New York City all alone. So that's what my holiday is going to look like. What about you, Crystal?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the other thing about, like you were saying, like theater, you're typically revving up, you're doing more shows than ever while you're doing it. So
Yeah.
you actually spend a lot of holidays with your Broadway family, with your
Yeah.
family. So it's always like kind of sad. I mean, it's always like, oh, great, I get to finally be with my family. But it is sad too, because all of the things that we do that, you know, are traditions of the Broadway
The
community.
backstage antics of it all.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to hear about those. What are you guys missing? You miss decorating each other's dressing
Dressing
room
rooms.
doors
Yeah.
and
Well, I
all the
decorate.
Broadway care auctions.
Broadway cares. Yeah.
We do Carolingo, which so Carolingo is something that, you know, there's a monitor in everyone's room, and they'll play a little bit of the carol, and you have to guess what it is, and like it's a kind of bingo. So you'll get a bingo card, and you have to like stamp which song it is, and then when someone gets a bingo, then they win the prize. I mean, there's
good at that.
always cakes, and you always bring food the next day. We do like
Yeah.
over parties, and we do even like kind of like white elephant gifts and all that stuff. Like, so I miss all of that. And my family is in Northern Virginia, so I will go down and, you know, COVID test and do all the quarantining that is absolutely necessary, because my grandmother is everything to me. But yeah, it's extra important to me to like make this holiday special, because it has been so isolating, especially for my grandmother, and my mom. I feel like they've been just really feeling lonely, and just all they, you know, my mom just was like, I work and go to bed, you know, and so she
Yeah.
misses people a lot. So everything that I can do in my power to make this holiday special, whether it be decorating, I bought Christmas trees for everybody. I was like, we're doing it. We're the holidays. I want everyone to remember that even though this year was really, really hard, you know, we've come out of it closer than ever. Now we Zoom every Sunday night, my entire family. And so we're trying to find ways to just connect even more. And I feel like that's all I could really ask for, you know, when it comes to this holiday, is like just being grateful of how close we've actually become during this time.
That's lovely. So tell everyone that is in your family that I'm sure is already going to be zooming into the concert, where we can go to get our tickets and be ready to hear how good this music is, this doo-wop music and this Christmas music is going to sound tomorrow.
Yeah, so the Doo-Wop Project live in your home for the holidays is going to be this Saturday, December 12th at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And you can go to www.thedoowopproject.com. I'll say it again, www.thedoowopproject.com to get tickets. And there's a click through, and you go to the Stellar Entertainment website. And from there, you can purchase your tickets. They also have an app. The Stellar Entertainment has an app for your Apple TV. So if you once you purchase your ticket and you get your confirmation code, you can actually stream it right onto your television, like you're watching a NBC or CBS special. So it's really great. Again, that's www.thedoowopproject.com. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Absolutely. Well, that's where I'll be. So I know all of you will be joining me there too. Charles, Crystal, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Very, very happy holidays. Congratulations on the concert. Cannot wait to hear this wonderful.
And happy Hanukkah.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I'm finishing my latkes, I'll be listening to your music. And if that's not traditional, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Very good. Guys, thank you again. This has
Thank
been
you.
Let's Talk About It. We'll talk to you next time.